Okay, here we go with the next task to do in 1 to 100 days from a startup to a profitable company. So once you have your URL secured, you want the company name that matches that. Look, 20 years ago when I started my first business, you had to go through an accountant. Often there was a shelf company that gave you an ABN off the shelf. You'd have to wait sometimes a week or so, even two. Now it's done almost seamlessly, normally within a couple of minutes, and it's under $700. A little bit more if you apply for a couple of extra things on here as well. So all you do is in your name that you want. So I wouldn't worry if you don't get the actual name, but partly because it's just a proprietary limited company and you can then put a trading name on top of this. But let's try intelligent resourcing. Okay, that's already taken. Let's go resources. Okay, and then you just follow the bouncing ball to set everything up. Put your address in there. Does the company occupy this premises? It just walks you through. I'm using my home address, currently renting. Should I put down? So I don't have that issue, but that's just there. What does occupy the premise mean? So all the way through this, it'll give you the yes and no and some FAQs to help you follow this through. You can also save the application at any point and exit. And then you just put those details in. You put your name in as well as the company owner. If you've got any co-founders, you need to list those as well. One step on top of here as well, it'll ask you if you're registered to be a company director. And if you haven't done that yet, you'll have to do that as an extra step. Customize your order. There's a couple of things they try and upsell you with, which is predominantly something like a binder that you take into the bank. Don't worry about it. The banks don't even need that anymore. They'll just take your ABN number and pull that through. From here as well, you can also then set up if you want to be registered for GST straight away. So that's just a legal requirement in Australia. If you trade over $75,000, you don't need that necessarily, but sometimes it's good to get it done and out of the way. It really depends how much outgoings you've got. If you've got a lot of payments going out, you definitely want to register for GST early because you can claim them all back against future income. So definitely if your business is cash intensive at the start of paying out lots of things, good idea to set up GST registration. Otherwise, what you'll find is that you're not applicable for that. And so you won't get the initial kind of refunds for things you're paying out. But yeah, this normally happens within minutes. It'll give you a notification to say we're just checking everything. And then normally within a couple of hours, it's all gone through. Sometimes it's overnight if your name is just slightly on the border of something that's similar inside of the ASIC kind of portal. But otherwise, very, very straightforward and, around about $700 and you are good to go. So again, when you're building a company at the start, you want fast, simple, great processes that can just allow you to just tick that box and move on to the next thing and the next thing so that you don't get overwhelmed with all of the tasks you need to do. I hope you found this little short summary and video useful.